Welcome back to Square Off. We gave you a heads up on the show last month about the few tools that Republican lawmakers have at their disposal to push back on those tools, on the powers invested in Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs. Last week, the Republican-controlled Senate put one of those tools in the hands of a far-right lawmaker, and it could hold up or even torpedo Hobbs nominees to run large state agencies like public health, public safety, or prisons. Our political insiders are stepping in to discuss it. Democratic consultant Dawn Penich-Thacker of Agave Strategy and Republican Matt Benson of Veridus Consulting. Welcome back to Square Off. So for the first time in 15 years, maybe more, we could see contentious confirmation hearings at the Capitol in the state Senate for agency heads appointed by the governor. It's one of the features, not a bug, of divided government at the Capitol. Could sound like what we've seen at the nation's capital over the last few decades. So, Matt, last week, the state Senate created a brand new 5-person committee on, quote, director nominations to vet all Hobbs nominees. The chairman is Senator Jake Hoffman of Queen Creek. He's the leader of the right-wing Arizona Freedom Caucus. Why did the Senate consolidate power in this new committee, and specifically in Jake Hoffman's hands?
Well, traditionally, these confirmation hearings have been done by the various committees. So, the head of the Arizona Health Department might go in front of the Health Committee, for example. And so in this case, they've decided to consolidate all those confirmation processes, the review process, in other words, with this one committee. So in theory, it could be smoother. In reality, I think the way we expect is that by putting Senator Hoffman in charge of this, it is a bottleneck that Republicans can set up to slow down the process of some of these nominees and potentially halt some of them altogether.
They could halt them. Could they prevent them from actually taking the job?
No, under state law, they can serve for a full year before confirmation. Now, a year from now, if they have still not been confirmed, then they'd be out.
And so, Dawn, Governor Hobbs has sent over 2 of her 26 nominees. And by the way, she's roughly on pace, maybe ahead of the pace of Governor Doug Ducey in 2015 when he took office in his first term. Those 2 nominees are Joan Service at the Department of Housing, Angie Rogers at the Department of Economic Security, which offers a vast array of services to a lot of Arizonans, as well as handling unemployment benefits. What's the worst case scenario here for Governor Hobbs, and could some essential services be disrupted if there is no leadership for a while at these agencies?
Sure, like you said, I mean, many of these agencies are running the things that touch people's daily lives, their access to nutrition, to healthcare, to roads, to all kinds of stuff. And so, as Matt was saying, these folks can serve for a year, but if this becomes a bargaining chip that is used with such volatility that someone serves and then they never make it through, then we have turnover at a really critical point. Someone has just done the job for a year and then they're out. People are going to feel the impacts of this. And so this is, as you mentioned, kind of standard partisan, I'm in charge here, you're in charge there, we're going to own what we are dominant in. That part is standard, but the impact that it can have on people's lives, if it really gets that contentious, is unfortunate, because they should all be there together, both parties, both leaderships, trying to figure out how to serve Arizona families.
And we've been talking a lot about bargaining chips in this divided government, Republicans getting some on their side. One of the things we talked about last month was a possibility of political sideshows. For example, a confirmation hearing of the health services director turning into a whole debate over COVID vaccinations and the handling of the COVID pandemic. How likely is that kind of thing? Well,
with Hoffman being appointed as the chairman of this, I think that we should expect to see some of that there's going to be some, if you want this nominee, then this is what we want. And so I think we're going to see that play out, unfortunately.